Welcome once again. And wouldn't you know it, I'm one of those guys who takes his work home with him. Oh no, here we have another clock from another place. And as we look closely in this poor lighting, made in Holland, so another Dutch clock. And we're going to see why it's not working. The first thing we have to do is plug it in or put the batteries. No, I'm kidding. Don't work on things like that. We need to attach the weights and the pendulum and then see what it's going to do or not going to do. We shall see in a moment. So the weights have been attached. This pendulum I had attached by opening up the back of the clock because the mechanism is actually too short to hang out of the bottom of the clock, which is a little unusual. So I open up the back, attach the pendulum rod, we have the weights going, and we have problem number one. This face is apparently held on by glue, and it's entirely possible that the face being so loose could stop the hands from going around properly. So let's take that off. We don't need that. We all know that up is 12 and down is 6, don't we? Let's start it up and see what happens. I do not hear any ticking. I'll have to look in the side with the light and see if the rocker arm is ticking back and forth on the sprocket wheel as it should. Pendulum seems happy, but that doesn't say much. Even swinging it wildly doesn't seem to make a difference. It can't be overwound because it's not a spring-driven clock. The chains are on the sprocket wheels properly, so they're not jammed. The mechanism could be frozen somehow. So we'll take a look at the mechanism with the light while we swing the pendulum. Okay, we have started the mechanism going back and forth. And it's difficult to see through this window on this video, but the sprocket wheel is not turning. Get a better look here. There's no sprocket wheel turning on the mechanism with the pendulum action, so we'll have to take it down, open it up, and drive it manually to see what's happening with the mechanism as the pendulum swings. I've started the mechanism swinging, and it's hard to see on the video, but the rocker is not going back and forth on the sprocket wheel properly. It's too far down on the right side as I'm facing it, so I'm going to try to adjust it to where it starts ticking back and forth or rocking an even tick on the sprocket wheel, and that should allow the clock to move. Barely audible in this video, but you can probably hear a relatively even tick happening now. I'm going to put it back on the wall and see if I can let it drive forward on its own. The last step at this point has been to take the mechanism out, give it a good cleaning, and oil it. And as you can see now, it's starting to tick freely and easily in my hand. And we'll reinstall it into the clock case. A hearty howdy, folks, from out west. And I do want to show you that the little Dutch boy is still going strong, has not stopped. It is done, done, done. So we have another success here, as my dog is celebrating in the background. This clock had suffered from shock trauma or blunt force trauma, though I saw no signs of exterior damage. The only clue was this metal numbers dial was broken clean off. It's only glued on to begin with. I re-glued it, and the regulation was as out of whack can possibly be. So besides that, and putting it back together, had a second surprise, or third surprise I should say. The mechanism was darn near frozen from dust and debris, so had to remove it, clean it out. But now we have another success, and as far as the next project, how it comes, when it comes, time will tell.